Welcome to my show, and this is your host, Mario Vega, and today we're going to be talking about Exodus 20, the 10 Commandments, all right? So what the purpose of the video is for all of us to have a different perspective. This is the handman, all right? So, you know, when we grow up and adults and the school and the government tells us how the world is, it's not how the world is. It's how they want you to be, all right? So that's why we're here today, all right? So what we're also going to do is we're going to shed some light on certain situations and certain things that you might be doing wrong in your life, all right? Maybe you have the love of money, and there's nothing wrong with money, all right? But it's what you do with it and so on and so forth, all right? So we're here to shed some light on the subject. So the subject is going to be the 10 Commandments, like I said, all right? So what we're going to do is Exodus 20, number 1. And God spoke all these words, all right? He says, I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. What's that mean? All right. Now just bear with me here. Let's look at this through another lens. Like I said, with the hangman. All right. We're going to see things from a different perspective. All right. You can go on YouTube and look up the idea of chakras. All right. What we're talking about today is Egypt, the lower chakra, which starts at your private parts. That's what we're going to be talking about right now. Okay, so brings you out of the land of slavery. What's that mean? You're a slave to this world. How? By being over-sexualized, right? That's all you think about. Sex, 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 sex. They put it in commercials. They put it in ice cubes. They put it in all sorts of things. They even put it in cartoons, all right? Because they want to create, because what they want to do is they want to create illusions. That's what this world is about. And this is how the devil works. Illusions. The devil never tells you the truth. He always wants to make up an illusion and take God's word and kind of make it different. All right. He wants you to see it from his perspective. Like when the snake was talking to Eve, you surely will not die. Well, he kind of made up an illusion and she fell for it, like many women and men do today. All right. So the illusion is that they keep you down in such a low vibration, all right, that it's slavery to money, right? Slavery to a certain car, slavery to clout, a slave to a certain type of home, or I have to look a certain way. That is what we're talking about. Slavery, Egypt, your lower growing area. Because what we're trying to do is get up to here, enlightenment, to see things differently, to see things past the matrix, past the veil. That's what we're talking about, all right? On this channel, we do things differently because we're here to rattle the cages, to wake people up so you can have a better life with the Lord, all right? That's why I'm here. You shall have no other God before me. What's that mean? Most of us think that, oh, well, you are the only God. Or is it? What are you giving your attention to? Too much, okay? Money, right? You want to make that money, you got to do this. That's a God. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with money because we all need money. Money is energy. We all need it to survive. Okay. But if you make it your only thing that you want to do in life, that you will lie, cheat, and steal for money, that's your God. If you go to work and just work for that house, that house that you want, that particular house, so it gives you status, that is your God. If you are on P-Hub and you watch it and watch it and watch it, that's your God. You see what I'm saying? Look at your life and see what you're making a God in your life. All right? Maybe it's wealth, a home, a certain type of woman, or a certain type of lifestyle. Okay? That will become your God. All right? What you put your attention on the most. Do you spend time with God? Do you pray for him? Or do you pray to him? Or do you just go out on Sundays and give him an hour? Whew. Oh God, thank God that hour's over. Now I can go back to my bad behavior. Is that you? Most likely it is. Most likely it is. Hey, I was there too. All right. Whatever I talk about on this show is because I've been there. All right. So you shall not make yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven. The spirit world. All right. That's what we're talking about. All right. The spirit world. You shall not go and use witchcraft, black magic, voodoo to attack someone in the spirit world. All right. As above, as below, and vice versa. Okay. All right. That's what we're talking about. You don't mess around with the spirit world. Above or on earth beneath. All right. Or make deals with the devil. That's what that means. All right. Or in the waters below. The oceans. I am a jealous God, he says, punishing the children for their sins of the parents to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me. Maybe your mom is a witch. And then you wonder why your life is so shitty. Huh? Maybe your mom's a madam who runs a prostitute ring. And guess what? That's bad juju for you and your kids and their kids. Generational curses. That's what we're talking about. That is why it is so important for you to get in touch with the man upstairs so he can help you with these generational curses that you have no idea about. Oh my God, my life is so bad. I cannot make any money. I can't buy a house. I can't have a relationship. Maybe because your parents were into some deep, dark shit. All right. Maybe your parents are witches. There's a lot of stuff out there right now about witches. A lot of people doing witchcraft, especially women. All right. All right. Because, there's women out there. If you don't sleep with them, they get offended. And guess what? Then they go and do all sorts of things that I will share at the end of the video. All right. These women who feel entitled to any man they want. All right. Finally have a man that says, no, I ain't sleeping with you. And then they go around saying all sorts of shit about you to try to take you down because of their ego. This is what we're talking about. Your ego is your God. And that is why you're in the shit you're in. All right. So, fourth generation. All right. So you're always going to have generational curses if you don't get closer to God. All right. All right. It's something that your parents did, your grandparents and so on. Maybe they didn't do it, but it was somewhere maybe like your great great grandpa or great great grandma. Get the point? I think so. All right. So by showing love to thousands generations of those who love me and keep my commandments, if you get closer to the Lord, you are a generational curse breaker. All right. And that's very important. All right. Because you have the power to change the course of your life. You, not the government, not the TV, you alone hold this power. All right. But you have to get away from the illusions and delusions of the matrix. All right. That's what we're talking about. All right. It is very important for you to get a handle of yourself. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God. Have you been misusing his name? Have you been cursing at him? Guess what? That's also very bad. All right. You shall not do that. For the Lord will not hold anyone guiltless who misuses his name. I've done it. That's why I'm telling you not to do it. Okay. Because we do certain things sometimes because we're frustrated in life because of generational curses. All right. Maybe you find yourself there. All right. Maybe you're envious of other people's belongings and so on and so forth. that you're willing to do all sorts of heinous acts to get it. All right. And maybe all you think about is money. Okay. Money is your God. That is a problem with the Lord. Right. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath to the Lord, our God. On it you shall not do any work, neither you, your son, your daughter, nor your male or female servants, nor your animals, nor any foreigners residing in your town. For the sixth day the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them. But he rested on the seventh day. Therefore, the Lord blesses the Sabbath day and makes it holy. What are you doing on Sunday? Oh, God, I got to get ready. Oh, man, I got to spend an hour over there. Oh, but I got football to watch, or I have sports to watch, or, oh, my God. Maybe you're the type of person that knows everything about these basketball players. That is your God. All right? You're making a God in front of God. So you are already not living right. Just because you go to church for an hour a day and sing Kumbaya and maybe go to Bible study doesn't mean anything if you're not keeping God first. All right? Honor your father and your mother. Boy, this is hard, especially if your parents are the ones who abused you. All right? They caused problems for you. Okay? All right? Like my parents. All right? My parents don't like me talking about them, but guess what? Tough nookie. Because what you did to us is unforgivable. And guess what? You don't want me talking about you. Tough cookies. All right? This is a form of, hey, what happens in the dark comes to light. That's on you. You shouldn't have been a shitty person. All right? Honor your father and your mother so that you may live long in the land of the Lord that God has given you. See, I honor my parents. I forgave them for what they did. All right. But that doesn't mean that they have to be in my life. Why? Because these people wish the worst for me. And maybe your parents wish the worst to you because they're karmics, meaning they're nothing but the devil. That's what karmic means. It means so much more, but that's pretty much in a nutshell. These type of people just don't go to church, don't believe in God, but they believe in the devil. They believe in black magic. That's what they do believe. That's a karmic. Someone that is going to keep you beneath them so they can live off of you, or they don't want you to become anything in your life because they don't want you to become better than them. Does that sound like a narcissist? Damn right it does. All right? Damn right. That is the problem with this world. Narcissists. You shall not commit murder. All right? So, give me a second here. Okay? You shall not commit murder. All right? You shall not commit murder. This is a 10 of swords. All right? You shouldn't trick someone. You shouldn't lie to people. You shouldn't, want to poison people. You shouldn't want to plot against them and do devious crap in the dark to get people 86, all right? You shouldn't do that, all right? So you shouldn't plot a murder. You shall not commit adultery, all right? Commit adultery, what does that mean, all right? Maybe you shouldn't be putting someone in your marriage. Maybe you shouldn't be putting someone in a third party, okay? Maybe you shouldn't let people sleep with your wife. Guess what? I did it, all right? All right, sex, drugs, rock and roll. I get it. I did it. But that's why I'm telling you, you shouldn't do it. All right? Because if you're allowing people to sleep with your wife, you want to sleep with other people too. Okay? All right? Just a hint. All right? That's what happens. Okay? So, another thing. Hold on. You shall not steal, all right? You shouldn't steal from anybody. So you shouldn't be deceitful, all right? This is the Seven of Swords. You shouldn't be sneaky. You shouldn't try to be stealing people's inheritance. You shouldn't be trying to lock people up. You shouldn't be envious of other people's lives or gifts or talents. You shouldn't be doing these things because guess what? You will get dealt with, all right? And maybe you find yourself here, and maybe you can't sleep. Maybe you're sick, and guess what? You deserve everything you get because you shouldn't be stealing. That is what God says, all right? It's in his 10 commandments, all right? You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. What's that mean? You should not go to court. That's what that means. You should not go to court and lie on these court documents about someone, that you're doing something shady. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't false witness on your neighbors, all right? You shouldn't be trying to get someone locked up. You shouldn't be trying to go on someone's YouTube page and turn all their subscribers against him, or Instagram, or TikTok, or trying to get people kicked out of their homes because you are envious and jealous. That is what this means, all right? You shouldn't be going to this judicial system and spreading lies because it's going to come back and haunt you, right? That's how that works. God says so, all right? I don't say so. God says so, all right? So you shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. Maybe people are trying to steal homes for you. Maybe they don't want to leave that home and they're willing to lie, cheat, and steal to stay in that home. Maybe they want to steal, again, your inheritance or something, or gifts, all right? You shall not covet your neighbor's wife. You shouldn't want to be sleeping with your neighbor's wife. You shouldn't be having threesomes or a third party because you want to sleep with someone else and you're okay with your wife sleeping with other men. This is why the world is in trouble, okay? So you shall not covet your neighbor's wife or his male or female servants, his oxen or donkeys or anything that belongs to your neighbor, all right? So you shouldn't be out there trying to cause trauma, or maybe calling someone a terrorist, or someone should look at this person, or a message of concern, things like that. Why shouldn't you do any of these things, right? You shouldn't do any of these things because you will have God deal with you. This is the Tower. And anybody who knows these cards know that the Tower, you don't want to have a Tower moment, all right? That is, you might lose your home. You might go to prison because you lied to the judicial system about a certain person. Or, you went to a community to try to gang stalk someone or lie about them. This is a Tower moment when all of the things get exposed and you will be walking the walk of shame. And that is why you shouldn't be doing any of these things. That's why God said you shouldn't do any of these things. If you're not praising God and keeping God number one, then all the other 9 commandments, if you're doing 1 or 2 of the commandments, okay, you may not be a bad person. But if you don't keep God first, none of what you're doing makes any difference to God himself, all right? You might go to church on Sunday. Big deal. No one gives a shit. God don't care. Why? Because you're not keeping him first. You're making sex your God. You're making money your God. You're making your ego a God. And you're doing and making the world's belongings your God. Maybe your car, maybe your home, things like that, all right? That's why it's so important that you make God first. I am not the best. I'm not here claiming that I'm the best. I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and that's why I'm here telling you to not do the same mistakes that this fool did. Why? Because you are a little less than an angel, and I believe in you, and I will see you in a later video.